today in this video we are going to discuss on a very important topic of computer science, that is searching. So the basic question that arises is, what is searching? Searching is to find a particular value from a given set of values. Let's understand with an example. Okay, so we have two integer arrays and we need to find a particular value. So the target value is say 12. Fine. So we need to find out whether 12 is present in this two particular array or not. So let's search in the first array. So the first element of the first array is 17. So this is not 12. Let's search further. The second element is 19. Again no. The third element is 12. So we can see that 12 is present in the first array. So we can say that our search is successful, and we can say the position of our target element in the first array is 2. So let's check in the second array. So the first element of the second array is 22. This is not 12. Let's move further. 52. Again no. 10. Again no. Let's move further. 2. No. 51. Again no. 7. Again no. 19. No. 11. No. And the array ends here. So we can understand that the target value, that is 12, is not present in the second array. So we can say that our search is unsuccessful in the second array. So these are the 4 searching algorithms: linear search, binary search, interpolation search, and jump search. But today we are going to discuss on this particular 2 topics, that is linear search and binary search. These are the most important topics. Linear search is the simplest searching algorithm. In this algorithm, we have a target value and we have a given array, and we compare the target value with each and every element of the given array sequentially until a match is found. If a match is found, then this algorithm returns the position where the match occurs. Let's see with an example. Suppose we have an integer array and the target element is target value is say 7. So 7 is first compared with each and every element of this particular array until a match occurs. So let's first compare 7 with 5. Match does not occur. Next, move forward. 7 compared with 9. So again, not same. 7 with 8. Not same. 7 with 7. So there is a match. So we can find the value 7 in this array at the position 3. And so this algorithm returns the position 3. So it is said that the search is successful in the array and we have found the element 7 at the position 3. As in this particular search, each and every element of the array is compared with the target element sequentially, so it is called sequential search. Fine. Now the time complexity of linear search. The time complexity of linear search is big O n, where big O denotes the time complexity and n denotes the number of elements present in the array. There can be 2 cases, the best case or the worst case. The best case takes minimum time for searching, and it can occur when the target element is present at the very beginning of the given array. And on the other hand, the worst case can occur when the target element is either present at the last position of the array or even not at all present. And here the searching time is the maximum. So this is all about linear search. Now let's implement linear search in C programming. Okay, so now we're going to take an example of linear search, and for that we are using Dev C++. and these are the steps that we're going to follow. So the first step is to read the length of the array as input. So for that we are using the printf function to print on the display to enter the length of the array. Using the scanf function, we are going to scan the input and we are going to store it in a variable L. The next step is to read the elements of the array from the user. So again we are going to print on the screen that enter the array elements. As the array elements are given all at a time and we are going to take one by one and store it in a array variable, we are using a for loop. So inside the for loop we are using a variable I, and the value of I is ranging from 0 to L. As the length of the array is total L, so the index should start from 0 and end to L minus 1. Using the scanf function, we are going to take the input and store them in a variable arr. So arr is array variable and I denotes the index. So one by one we are taking the input and storing them in the array until the array is full. The next step is to take the search element or the target element as input. So again we are going to print on the screen to enter the target element. After taking the input, we are going to store this in a variable named val. Okay, here now we are using a for loop and I denotes the index value, so the value of I is from 0 to L minus 1. Fine. Now let's take a look in step 4, step 5, step 6 and step 7, because we are going to implement all together. So step 4 says compare the search element with the first element in the list. If both elements are matched, then display given element is found and terminate the loop with a break statement. If both are not matched, then compare search element with the next element in the list and repeat step 4 and 6 until the search element is compared with the last element in the list. So basically what we are doing here is, at first when the for loop starts, the index value I has a value 0 and we are having the first element of the array. According to step 4, we are comparing the first element of the array with the search element. So we are comparing first element of the array with the search element. If both the elements are same, according to step 5, if both the elements are same, then we are going to display on the screen that the given element is found and we are going to come out of the for loop immediately using a break statement. But if the first element and the search element are not same, then according to step 6, we are going to compare with the next element. That is, we are going to increment the index value by 1 and now we are getting the next element of the array, and this is the procedure we are doing repeatedly. So inside the for loop, what we are going to do, we are going to check if the ith element, I denotes the index, so the ith element of the array is same as the search element or not. If there is a match, then we are going to print on the screen that the element is present. Here %d denotes the position, that is the index value I, and we are using a break statement to come out of the loop. Fine. Now step 8 says if last element in the list also doesn't match, then display element not found and terminate the program. So basically what we are doing, we are taking the first element, comparing it with the search element. If match occurs, then we are going to come out of the loop. If no match occurs, we are going to increment the index value by 1, and again now the next element is being compared with the search element. If match occurs, we are going to come out of the loop. If no match occurs, then we are going to increment the index value by 1 and getting the next element. So this is the procedure we are repeatedly doing, and suppose no match has occurred in the whole array. So eventually what will happen, the index value will increment continuously, and finally the value of index will become L minus 1, that is the value of I will become L minus 1, and we are getting the last element, and we are comparing this last element with the search element. Now suppose again no match has occurred, that means we are again going to increment the index value, that is the value of I, by 1. So now the value of I has become L, but according to the condition of for loop, the I value can only be less than L. So the for loop will automatically terminate at this position. That means if the value of I has reached to L, it indicates that no match has occurred in the whole array. That means the search element is not present inside the array. So outside the for loop, we are going to check if the value of I is same with L or not. If so, we are going to print the value is not present inside the array. Now we need to declare all the variables that we have used till now. So we have used I, we have used L. Okay. Use ARR L at this position. Now you can declare array variable at this position because the value of L is already known to us at this position. We have taken the input to L before, so we can use ARR L at this position. So the array variable is going to store maximum of L elements. But you cannot just do it here like ARR L at this position, because at this particular position the value of L is not known. So if you declare it here, then error may occur. And finally the value. Okay, let's run the code. Enter the length of the array. So the length of the array is 5 and the array elements are 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. And we are going to search for 9. Okay, so the value is present inside the array at position 3. At position 0, 3 is present. At position 1, 5 is present. At position 2, 7 is present. And at position 3, 9 is present. So it's showing correct. Let's again do it. And this time the value length of the array is 4. And the array elements are say 5, 1, 2 and 9. And we're going to search for 4. So the value is not present inside the array. So 4 is not present inside this array. So this is how the linear search works. Thank you. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like our video, please hit the like button and subscribe our channel so that you don't miss any single video.